This is a short video on the parts of a katana. I have a cheap stainless version here because I didn't want to wish to take apart the swords that I use because I modify them. Okay, starting at the tip of the blade, that's referred to as the kaseki. The temper line on the tip is referred to as the boshi. This transition point, this line right here between the kaseki and the rest of the blade, it's called the yokote. This ridge, let's see it better on this one, between the flat of the blade and the bevel, that's called the shinogi. It's the blade ridge. This one has a simulated hamen. This temper line is referred to as a hamen. This one's simulated. This groove, commonly referred to as a blood groove in the West, it's called a hi, sometimes referred to as a bohi. It lightens the blade without losing any of its strength. This flat section here, it's referred to as the shinogi-ji. The back of the blade, the spine, is referred to as the mune, and the edge is referred to as the ha. This section of the blade here is referred to as the hara. Progressing down the sword, we have this collar here, which serves to reinforce the blade itself, and it also keeps it in the scabbard. It's referred to as the habaki. This one's made of brass. This disc here, this other brass disc here, is sandwiched between the habaki and the guard, and the handle and the guard. Here it is removed from the cheaper blade. That's referred to as a seppa. The guard itself is called a suba. Here it is removed. This collar on the top of the handle, here it is here as well. That reinforces the handle, and it's called the fuchi. This wrap that's on the handle is called the ito. This peg, which holds the handle to the blade, here it is removed from the cheaper blade. There's the hole in which it inserts. That's called the makuki. This white stuff, white textured stuff you see under here, it's not always white. Here it is on the other blade. This one's actually real. That's called same. That's a ray skin. It's very textured, and it keeps the ito from slipping on the handle. This little decoration piece in here, it's called the manuki. It tightens the ito, and it also lets you know which way the edge is pointing during battle. The pommel, the end of the handle, this part here is referred to as a kashira. And the entire unit, the entire handle, is referred to as a ska. Some people pronounce it suka, but it's actually pronounced faster than that. The length of the blade from the top of the habaki to the tip of the kaseki is referred to as the nagasa. This portion of the blade is referred to as yakiba. That's the harder portion. And this portion is referred to as ji. That's the softer section of the blade. The tang of the blade, which is the part that goes underneath the handle, is referred to as the nakago. It sometimes will have a signature on it. When it's worn correctly, the signature will be facing outside, and that signature is referred to as a mi. Going to the sheath. Sheath is referred to as a saya. The end of the sheath, the end cap, is called a kojiri. This one's made of iron. This one's just wood. This cord that's wrapped around the saya is called the sageo. And this little knob, which the sageo passes through, is referred to as the kurikata. And the mouth of the saya is called the koikuchi. It's usually made out of buffalo horn. Worn as a set, it's referred to as a daisho, which means large, small, and it can consist of either the katana and the wakizashi, or a longer sword called a tachi, which is worn edge down, and the tanto. I have a quick and dirty tanto here. These are the different ways the blades are forged. The top one is referred to as a marakita. That's when it's all hardened. The second one is referred to as a wariha tetsuketa. That's when just the edge is hardened and the body of the blade has kind of a medium hardness. Third one down, it's called a kabusa sanmai kita. That's when it has a soft core and back, but the edge and the body, or the skin of the blade, is hardened. And this way is the way that most smiths started doing it later on, because it was the superior way. It's the shihozumi kata. It has a soft core, a medium hard skin and back, and a hard edge.